You should never be afraid to tell somebody to wait for sex, or even for anything in a relationship. We often think that if we just give someone what they're asking for, even if it makes us uncomfortable or we don't feel right about it, that doing that will get that person to like us more. That is actually not true. It's not really the way it works, and doing it is a huge mistake. In this video, I'm going to tell you why. We tend to think that if somebody wants something from us, the way to get them to like us is to give it to them. And often in relationships, we end up giving people more than we really want to give them because they want it, and we don't want to lose them, or we're afraid that they'll leave or they won't want to be with us if we don't give them what they're looking for. And here I'm specifically going to talk about sex, but this could go for many other things in a relationship as well. I want you to remember this. This is a quote I heard many years ago, and it's stuck with me, and in many ways I've lived my life by it. It goes like this. It says, "The only thing that gives your yes power is your ability to say no." Or another way to think about it is, the only thing that makes your yes valuable is the fact that you might have said no. And this is something that I've thought about so many times, and when you really think about it, the only thing that makes it valuable that you would say yes to someone is the fact that you don't say yes to everyone. The only thing that makes something worth having is the fact that it's not easy to get. Because if it's easy to get, then anybody can have it, and there's nothing special about it. And when you say no to somebody, whether it's about sex or whether it's about anything else, when you say no to somebody, or when you say, "I'm not ready for that," or when you say, "Here's the boundary, here's the line, I'm not gonna cross it," there will be people who will walk away from that, but there will also be people who won't. And that reveals a couple of things. One, it reveals the character of the person. Somebody who is going to walk away simply because you told them no, or simply because you said, "I'm not ready for that," is not somebody who's worth even a minute of your time. See, sometimes we think that if we tell people no, or we don't give them what they want, we're going to lose that person. But I promise you, in an instance like this, there is nothing to lose. You could never lose a good person in this way. A good person will say, "Listen, I respect that. Listen, I appreciate that. I totally get it. You don't want to go there. I totally respect that. I totally appreciate that." That's the only appropriate response from a good person. If somebody is going to walk away from the potential of a relationship with you because of something like that, what they're showing you is that they were never anybody worth having a relationship with to begin with. But another thing is going to happen when you say no, when you tell somebody, "No, I'm not interested," or "I'm not ready for that. I'm not willing to go there right now." What that will do in the right person is that will create a sense of respect for you. This person is going to think, "Wow, this woman knows her boundaries. Wow, this woman knows what she wants. Wow, she knows what she expects. She's not just gonna go for whatever I want her to. She knows where she stands. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants." And the right person is actually gonna respect that. The right person is going to respect that you don't just give them everything they want, that you give them some things, you give them valuable things, you give them time, you give them attention, you call them, you talk to them, you text them, you spend time with them, you give them some, but you don't just give it all, that there's more to the game here. There's more, that they've got to work for something, that it doesn't just all come easily and free. And that is something that is so powerful, that somebody, when they see that in you, they have so much respect. I said this earlier, or I think it was in a previous video, I said that people pleasing is not attractive. People pleasing is not sexy. It's not doing anything that diminishes yourself to try to make another person happy is not an attractive thing. And what will often happen is somebody will lose respect for you if they see you doing that. That's why you never, ever have to be afraid to tell somebody to wait when you're not ready to go somewhere. Whether it's sex or something else, you never have to be afraid to tell somebody no when you're approaching the border of a boundary you have. Because that is what earns respect from the right people, and it gets the wrong people moving along so they don't waste any of your time. I'm hosting a very special event. I hosted a series a couple of weeks ago, and then coming up we have another series. It's going to be a little bit different this series. But it's a very profound event about these kinds of toxic cycles, about these kinds of manipulative games that we get wrapped up in dating, and we get tied up with the wrong person, and we give them our power, and then they have power over us. And there are these There are these twisted cycles that so many people, without even realizing it, get wrapped up in dating. What I'm doing in this presentation is I am uncovering these cycles for you. I am demonstrating them. I'm revealing them so you can see them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get out of them. I'm going to show you very specifically how you free yourself from these kinds of toxic cycles. I'd love for you to join me for this presentation. You can register at myconsciousrelationship.com. That's myconsciousrelationship.com. I'm very excited to host this next series of presentations, and I really hope you're there for it. We'll see you there.